back to Sunrise Daily. Well, keeping our focus on the economy and how or what should we be considering as we seek to meander our way out of the recession. We're joined now by Dr. Sylvester Okere, who is a business and political consultant. He's the President and Chief Executive Officer of African Entrepreneurs Coalition and United People for African Congress. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you for having me.
What does this UPAC do?
Well, UPAC, we're a unifying body trying to bring Africans together in the United States. We are all there for opportunity. And it's our call to make sure that everyone that's in the country sees and feels that opportunity so that no one is left behind. And also our goal is to make sure we have African-born representative at the Hill. You know, you may have heard about Arnold Schwarzenegger. If he can become a governor in a state, and I believe that an African one day sooner will be a governor, a senator.
You think somebody from Nollywood can become a governor in this country?
Anybody, it can be someone from Lagos, Nigeria in particular. So we are working very hard on that, and by the grace of God, we are unifying, we're coming together strongly, we are getting involved politically. That is the main thing. And because it's not all about us, it's about our children. We have kids that are born there, they are Americans. I'm Nigerian, as you see me, I'm here, I feel comfortable walking on the street of Lagos yesterday, but my sons and daughters may not be able to do that. That's their homeland. So if we don't do what we're doing now to establish them, give them a solid foundation, and they're confident to participate in that, they're not going to be able to do it.
You know, because on a lighter note, sometimes when you go to the village and they know you come from Lagos, they tell you, look at this Lagos, but come on, will you move out upside down? You happen to be from those areas,
yes.
But who knows if that will change soon. But
it will.
Let's get back to the economy now. There are opportunities in this country.
Yes.
Government, private sector, they say they're doing certain things. But do you think we're making the most of the opportunities we have to get ourselves out of this recession, starting from the government?
I have tremendous hope in Nigeria. This is the greatest nation on earth, period. We are dynamic people. And I would tell you that Nigeria is not in recession. Nigeria is in information recession. Because you know what? Back a few years ago, President Clinton said something in Ogun State. He said Nigeria is suffering from brain drain. Most of the best Nigerians are out. I'm not saying that those are here are not smart. But a lot of Nigerians are in UK, in Germany, in America, doing great things, making the country, the economy, they are strong. But our leaders, you know, turn a deaf ear, blind eye, they don't want to know that. I don't know who they consult. Talking about financialists who have the best of it in America, Nigerians. They lecture in Harvard, they lecture in Yale, they lecture everywhere. So why don't we get them home? I used to work as an immigration officer. There's a language we say expatriate. I did not know that expatriate is not Mr. Know-it-all. Expatriate is someone who works in another land. That means I'm an expatriate in America. But the way we lavish money on expatriates, provide security, provide housing, provide cook and everything, which is great. But we lavish it in such a way that we think that that is another God. When you have your sons and daughters, go to no institution in America that you will not find the best medical doctor, a Nigerian. I mean, best medical doctors.
So what are we not doing right here?
What we're doing here, because we neglect ourselves. We love to sing another man's song than our own song. I heard the minister, the honorable minister, she said fantastic thing, even using herself as an example. During UNGA, you see a lot of ministers, even governor. What is the governor going to do at the UN? So what we're not doing is that we tend to neglect our own people. We don't praise our people. We don't acknowledge you. But if it's someone somewhere else, we acknowledge them. Look at our soccer players. We don't appreciate them. And what you don't appreciate, we depreciate. So we have fantastic people. We are great people. God bless this country. We're dynamic people, very diverse.
You know, listening to you, Dr. Okere, what comes to mind is the change begins with me agenda of the government.
Yes.
Because all you've just said comes back to us, comes back to attitude, especially from top to bottom.
Yes.
And you say, if we change all of that, it can impact positively on our economy.
Thank you. I see President Obama in 2012, June, had a declaration on bottom-up economy. We cannot continue to have the trickle-down. Only very few people are, the last administration, when I hear that, I get angry within me. Are you going to be bragging how you produce billionaires or jet riders and so on, when only 2 or 3 people are the one you can count on? In a country of 170 million, you can only boast of 20, at most 20 millionaires or billionaires. Everyone in Nigeria should be a millionaire because the mindset was on oil. Thank God oil is failing us. But we have intellectual property that nobody is tapping into. We have knowledge. I walked into a store yesterday. I saw young guys, about 7 of them, very young kids in a bookstore. But the point I noticed is that they were so happy. They loved the environment. But I look at these kids, tears. One came to me, I hugged him. I said, forgive my emotion. Because I was thinking what is going on, what we hear and what is going on. But these kids still have some happiness in there. What am I trying to drive at? The old people have occupied the seat that is made for these little ones. What they are doing is not what they're supposed to do. The Okada they drive is not what they're supposed to drive. Politics, they have occupied that. I love old people. After all, my father was an old man, and I'm going to get old. We love them. We need their wisdom. We need their intellectuality. But we need them also to appreciate the young one. That is the reason why they give back to us. So they need to give ways of people like you, people like our kids that are coming up, not occupying. I feel ashamed when you see an old person, 73-year-old, carrying file, chasing contracts around. When a young boy is supposed to be doing that, a young girl is supposed to be doing that. What are they doing? That's why we have godfatherism. And also I blame the youths who think that this belongs to the old people. The youths need to get into politics also. They need to get involved and not shying away, being scared away. They cannot do anything. So that is where the problem is.
The policies that government say they are working towards putting in place, and the ones that they say they put in place, for instance, the funds they've injected into the economy, they say to reflect the economy. Do you see it having the desired impact?
Thank God for those recoveries, and thank God for the oil price or whatever that is there. But when the money does not get, and I love what the minister said, the lady from Abuja, the question she asked, how can this money get into the hands of the people? It's giving them $5,000 stipend doesn't help them. There's a Chinese quote that says, when you give a man a fish, you have given him a meal. But when you teach him how to fish, you have solved his problem. How about having a vocational school, job training, where they can also learn how to change job or one thing or the other? Everybody talking about information technology. Nobody talk about programming. Nobody talk about investment. Investing in innovation on these new youths that are coming up and what they can do. So they can navigate. When things change, they change also. So the change starts with me, but it has to start from the top down. And yesterday I was reading an independent newspaper, and I think Mr. Dangote said something about the federal government being ready to sell some of their oil assets. That is fantastic.
He was advising them to sell some of them.
Yes. Then if they were to be sold, who is buying them? Is it going to be one person or two people? Or is it going to be made available to whosoever? Anyone who can afford it. Anyone who, so that the opportunity can circulate.
But
that's what made the Jewish...
Many are even asking, why should we even sell that in the first place?
Thank you. But I'm just saying that if we're going to sell it, is it going to be one person, same person buying it? Same few millionaires who have. You see, in the Jewish community, found out that their wealth circulate within them. And the only way Nigeria can go forward is when our wealth, our resources, begin to circulate among us. The oil was, everybody have oil well. Those who can afford it. Those who jump into politics. And I always ask myself, why is it that politics is the only profession that any man can kill, get ahead in order to get there? That means there is something devilish in that politics. It's not about service. It's about what they grab.
Do you have do you think we really have that honest impression that, look, it's time to focus a lot less on oil and then look to other sectors?
That is the reason why I really said Nigeria should be very happy with President Buhari. He came on a rescue mission. I talked about old or age, but God sent him for a purpose, and the people voted him. I was part of the people who voted him. We needed that change. We need that kind of honesty. We need that kind of transparency. We need that amount of integrity to rule the nation. Nobody is perfect. No leader can be perfect. But at least we need someone who has the drive. What he's doing now, you see, I told someone in the U.S., I said, look, there is no salvation without the shedding of blood. The pain we are going through, we have to go through it, but we're coming out of it.
But why should it be the common man that will shed their blood?
Thank you, but because, you know what, that is the cause of not electing good leaders. When you fail to elect good leaders, the consequence will be crime and corruption.
So the ones we elected are not good leaders?
Well, there are many that were in that offices that were not good, which we already know. Where were our oils? Okay, 66 billion was given funding Bureau de Change, right? Was that the right thing to do? Funding Bureau de Change. Even when our former central bank governor was saying that people were not listening. Those monies, if it was invested in small businesses, encouraging people who have some little businesses to grow up. I'm a businessman, I'm an entrepreneur. So encourage them so that they can participate. Hillary Clinton said this. He said, talent is universal, but opportunity is not. Not everybody have the opportunity. Not everybody have what we call Abraham. having a godfather. And that's what everyone chasing in Abuja. A few years ago, I traveled home, and I went to my village. I only see old people and some goats running around. Youths have run to Lagos and Abuja. Will everybody be in Lagos and Abuja? There are resources in the village if we provide them the amenities.
What impediments or challenges do you face as an entrepreneur that you'd like to be perhaps changed?
Well, in the United States, since I make that what we call small and minority business.
You do business here?
I do business in the U.S. and also I do off and on back here. But the bureaucracy is so tough that most of my partners and friends sometimes are angry.
I'm talking about here, right?
Yeah. Most of them that want to invest in the country are kind of frustrated because of the bureaucracy, because of the way things go.
Specifically?
Yeah, specifically. Some of them are not something I can just address here, but we all know that the bureaucracy is so wrong because of corruption. That is what it is. So if we can make things easy for people the way it is in the States, you deserve it. I mean, doing stuff by merit, that's another thing. We cannot be giving people things just because they are relatives or because they are party members. See what is going on between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. After the election, whoever won becomes together. It's about the people, the community. It's not about political party. But here, reverse is the case. If PDP wins, it becomes enmity to all. APC. APC wins is the same thing. We need to start seeing ourselves as one. And that is what encouraged. You see, Nigeria run away from tribalism into using politics to play the tribalism. So we need to kill that and make sure that we are all one and have that patriotic mindset. And that's what I saw in President Buhari. He can put his life down for this nation. And every Nigeria, the change that starts in us is when we begin to see Nigeria as a nation God has blessed and as part of our nation. Not Igbo thinking is my nation, Yoruba thinking is my nation, Hausa thinking. How about the rest of Nigerians?
All right, let's get Markwe in on this one. Markwe?